Our coverage of Sycamores at the next level continues. Last week we were in Peoria, Illinois. A little bit of a step up this week in Chicago and the south side of Sean Manaea. Back in town, a little bit of a homecoming for Sean, not too far away in Valparaiso. Sean, it's great to catch up with you. How's everything going for you at the major league level?
Things are going great. It's a dream come true, and I try not to take anything for granted because things can happen really quick, and I could be out of baseball. Things could happen that I have no control over, and so I try to take every day, do as much as I can, and take everything that I can out of it, and enjoy everything that I can. So. It's a wonderful opportunity, and I don't want to waste it. So it's been amazing, and there's definitely ups and downs, but it's what makes life fun is just keeping things different, and just overcoming those obstacles, and just becoming a better person from those obstacles and tribulations.
For me, walking in the guaranteed rate field today, eyes get very big, of course, on what a huge stage this is.
Mm-hmm.
For you, it is your second year at the major league level, but do you still get that feeling when you walk into a ballpark, even though you get to do this on a day-to-day level?
Oh yeah, it's you grow up watching games on TV, and especially being from around this area, I get, watch a lot of White Sox games and Cubs games, and you hear about Yankee Stadium, Fenway, Wrigley Field, and it just hasn't gotten old. I know it's only my second year, but it's really, really cool. Walking out into the field for the first time and just looking around and seeing all these seats, and just imagine what it's like when this place is packed. So the little kid in me is jumping with joy and really, really excited, and it's really is amazing, that I can call this my job and be able to walk out into a Major League Baseball field every day.
How would you really describe your journey to this point?
It's definitely been, I don't want to say hard, but there's definitely been some setbacks. I had surgery that I didn't get to play at all in 13, right? My draft year, and then I really hadn't really found myself. I really hadn't found my pitches. Didn't really know. Didn't have that confidence and things like that. But that's it goes back to what I said about life. It's fun going through those ups and downs, and learning things through through the processes, and I'm really glad that I had struggled. I was struggling in 14 and in high A, and there was a point when I was like, man, this is really, really hard. I don't know if this is cut out for me, but it just have to bear down and get through it, because it's just going to make you a better man, is not curling up into a ball and waiting for it to pass over. You just got to take things head on, and it's definitely become a part of me to get through those those moments in my life. So it's I would say it's kind of zigzaggy, all those ups and downs, and but it has been a really fun journey, and I'm just really thankful and glad that I am up at the major league level and competing against the best players in the world.
Of course, Sycamore fans see you have stretches of such as 5 straight wins this year, but you mentioned it makes seem when you get to the biggest level, they think it's an easy path. It's not so easy. What would your advice be? We saw Andy Young last week. He just recently got promoted up to Class High A. What's your advice to Sycamores who may have just got drafted just 2 weeks ago, to those who may have aspirations of that, of trying to do what you did, which is you're going to have setbacks, but trying to stay even keel through the whole thing?
Yeah, that's how I kind of approach life, is just trying to take things as level-headed as possible. When I am having success, I don't I'm not trying to showboat or do anything like that, because the higher you get, the harder the fall is. So it's you don't want to be acting like that, and then when things start going the wrong way, you start blaming other things, not taking accountability for yourself, and just stuff like that. So for me, it's definitely been a huge learning process, is to take the good things that I can from my bad starts, take the good things I did for my good starts, and just try to be as level-headed as possible, because this game is really, really tough, and it's really gonna test your mental strength and capacity, and there's going to be times where you don't think you're ever going to get a strikeout, or get another out, or get a hit if you're a position player, but things do get better, and if you put in I firmly believe if you put in the work, and you do your routine, stick to your routines, and everything like that, good things are going to come, and just got to trust the process, and believe in your stuff, and know that you can play at the next level, or play at the major league level.
No doubt there's always a jump from the college game to the professional ranks, but how did being a Sycamore, playing the Missouri Valley Conference, prepare you for professional ball? Just this past year, 24 guys for the Missouri Valley Conference got drafted. Sometimes you get that mid-major level or that label, and they kind of say, well, maybe you're not as strong as those power leagues. Why do you say playing in the Valley, being at Indiana State Sycamore specifically, got you prepared and ready for days like today?
Yeah, the Missouri Valley obviously isn't the SEC or ACC baseball programs or anything like that, but there is really, really good competition. Missouri State the past couple of years have been really dominant. There's teams that come and go. I know my sophomore year we were really, really good, and there's just always good competition. And it doesn't really matter what conference you're in. You're gonna face good competition wherever you're at, and when you get teams like Missouri State, Wichita State, Indiana State, and go head to head, and you grow up playing against those guys, and the really good competition. Things don't become easier, but you do have those really good players that you get to play against, and you gain those experiences. Specifically Indiana State, the coaches I had there, Coach Heller, Coach Smiley, they helped me out a lot, because when I was going through the recruiting process, they were really the only team that really tried to recruit me. They came out to some of my games, and were in constant contact with me, and they're just really, really good people, and I'm glad that I chose Indiana State as my college, and they definitely helped me mature as a baseball player and as a man. They every day going through the fall workouts to practices in the spring and everything like that. It's tough at times, but it's definitely helped me get to where I'm at today, and I can't thank them enough for believing in me, and wanting me to be a part of the Indiana State program. So without them, and without Indiana State, I definitely wouldn't be here right now.
You brought up how you weren't highly recruited. Now you're in a stadium like this.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to this level, though, sometimes it's even harder to stay here.
Yeah.
How does keeping that chip on the shoulder that you had back in the day of knowing you weren't necessarily highly recruited help you stay at such a high competitive level to keep you on this roster?
It's just kind of who I am. It's not getting recruited out of high school, and not being in the 2010 draft. That was I kind of put that on me for not doing the things that I could have done at the time to better myself. I felt like I was doing enough just going to like pitching lessons and stuff like that, but I got to college, I started working out, taking mental reps and all those different things, and high school I just wasn't mature enough. I wasn't thinking baseball, there was that much that was going into it. At the time I was just like, show up to the field now early, do a couple warm-ups, throw a little bit, get ready for the game. But going to college and finding out what it truly takes to play baseball at the next level really, really helped me out a lot. And I feel like I do have a chip, but it's a chip on my shoulder, but it's not from not getting recruited out of high school. It's just always been there, just trying to better myself, and there have been people along the way that have told me that I wasn't going to be anything, or I wasn't going to make it. So it's kind of, that's what's kind of been motivating me, and just trying to better myself is what's really been helping me out a lot.
One little note with you too was you were able to pitch in the Cape Cod League, which gets a lot of recognition. Currently, Ethan Larry, he's at Hyannis where you were. What was it about that time in the Cape Cod League that helped propel you to have what was such an astounding last year at Indiana State and ultimately get yourself drafted as highly as you did?
Yeah, the Cape Cod League is one of the best college summer leagues in the country, and excuse me, but going into it, the year before I was in the Prospect League, I was in the Boyd County, and that league was really, really good. It just wasn't like the Cape Cod. You get the guys coming from all the really, really big colleges, and you get guys showing up late because they in the College World Series, and it's just like a completely different level of baseball. And when I first got there, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know where I was going to be or anything like that. And first couple starts, they were kind of shaky, but I told myself, you got here for a reason. Don't come here and embarrass yourself, embarrass your school, embarrass your name and your family name and things like that. And from that point forward, I think it was after my second or third start, I just mentally kind of shut everything down and really focused on my goal was to get drafted and make it to the major league level. And I knew if I was going to have a better shot, it'd be having a successful year in Cape Cod. So I kind of just something clicked in my head, and I just started getting on a roll, and that rest of the summer just flew by, and even before I knew it, I was had a really, really good year, and eventually I got drafted. But facing that really, really good competition in Cape Cod was huge, and just being able to be successful was just made all that much better.
Before we got going, I kind of joked you a little bit of a homecoming, not too far away from Valparaiso, which will now be a Missouri Valley Conference city with them being added into the Missouri Valley Conference. Will you be able to see your family at all this week and be able to catch up with them?
Yes. We have a day game tomorrow, so hopefully the restaurant that we go to, there'll be enough seats for whoever's going to come. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen a lot of my family since Christmas, so it'd be really nice to see them and just sit around and just be able to catch up with them. So I'm really looking forward to that, and just being back in Midwest is really awesome. That breath of fresh air when I stepped off the plane, that was really, really nice.
Well, I know one of the biggest messages I had to pass along to you was the grandmother of Indiana State Athletics, Donna Bell, still wanted me to remind you that she has your signature sitting right next to her desk.
Man, I miss her. She's the best. I remember going in the offices every day, walking by, and she always had that big smile on her face and waving, and she's the best. I'm glad she got to reach out to you to reach out to me. So tell her I said hi and that I miss her and love her.
Well, I got to tell you, the biggest thing is, too, the number one question I get asked when people talk about alumni dream matchups, I hear people want to see back in Terre Haute, Sean Manaea versus Megan Stone. Now, I don't know who would win that battle. Maybe you have some thoughts on who would win that battle.
I don't know. She's really, really competitive. We were playing Mario Kart last night, and she I don't think she'd ever played before, but she was getting very, very upset because she kept crashing and stuff. But it's just who she is. She she's just has that competitive mindset, and she wants to win. So I don't know. I know we've had some competitions before, and she's won some things, but if it's it really depends on if we're playing softball or baseball. But I know she had a really, really good career at Indiana State hitting wise, so it might be a good matchup. I don't know. One day it might happen, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Whenever we do that, let's make sure we get video of it. So whenever you're back in Terre Haute, let's get it done. Sean, I know Coach Smiley, everybody who you were able to play for, as well as current Sycamores, are really thrilled to see all the success you've been having. Congratulations on it, and definitely keep this up, and hopefully see you in Terre Haute very soon.
Will do. I'll be back. I don't know when, but hopefully sometime this fall. So, yeah, I can't wait.
Once again, that was Sean Manaea for everybody with Indiana State baseball. So long from the south side of Chicago.